All right, so how many of you have seen or heard of the Semi-Perfect podcast?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. How many of you have never heard of it? This is just a panel room to kill some time. Yeah. That's fine. I don't blame you. All right, well, Semi-Perfect podcast, I guess, just to quickly explain, is just a podcast for myself. Halo here, buddy ACRacebest, and then Black Griffin will join us at times. Not today, though. I think he's busy.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He's going. I think he's a guest sponsor. I think he's going to one of the sponsor trips, I think.
Oh, there's a sponsor.
He has no excuse to. He's not even going to drink. Inexcusable.
So?
And then his girlfriend Toodles is on the podcast, and our buddy Three Stooges Matt, or Panama Matt as we call him. Mm-hmm. But today you have to suffer, the three of us.
Yes. Nothing wrong with that.
Did you mention your girlfriend?
I got hair in my mouth. And my girlfriend.
Yeah, your girlfriend's in it.
You guys are cool though, so.
Yeah, you and Laura are adorable.
Oh, thank you so much. She's adorable.
You guys are better.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Also recording a recent.
To just get married.
Guys, everyone knows the best cartoon couple is Mr. Krabs and Whinny.
Yeah.
That's true.
Saw your new video. So.
Mr. Krabs and Money.
That's my cop-out answer. All right, so I guess for mostly for this panel, it's just pretty much us talking to you. We kind of keep it casual, where if you have a topic you want to bring up, just fire away.
Anything and everything goes in this panel.
I have a question to ask you.
Though yes.
Well, since I saw Beauty and the Beast recently, and I actually got asked, I saw someone ask this question to the cast, I figured, I'll ask them. So imagine you're in the Beauty and the Beast, but you are not a villager, you're a magical object in the Beast's castle.
Oh, here we go.
If you are a magical object, or it can be anything you own, it doesn't have to be like set the time period, it can be anything that you own, that you have. If you were a magical object in like your house, what would you be and why?
A toilet.
And a bathroom.
I don't want to get into why though.
Saber would be a refrigerator.
Oh.
A garbage disposal actually would probably be more appropriate for me.
You guys come out with your fist thrown here. Well, Race would be a body pillow.
Oh!
For you?
And then Paleo would be
We could have Donkey Bopperas.
Trying to think.
a butter knife.
A dolphin plushie.
I was gonna say something related to dolphins.
You could be a kitchen sink.
There you go.
Saber would be a sofa.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Matt, I wonder if it's weird for like the bees to use the objects. Like, can I, I need to eat. Can I use you as a cup or?
I don't know.
Have you seen the live action Beauty and the Beast
I
yet?
did, and I did not like Emma Watson's voice.
I've been hearing mixed things about it, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna see it.
Is there anyone here who hasn't seen it that wants to?
I mean, we're gonna avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay.
What spoilers? I mean, have you seen the original?
Well, that's the joke. When people are like, wait, don't spoil the movie
No,
for me.
to their credit, they try to add some more stuff in there, so
Yeah, but
to make it a bit more like at least like there's some kind of something on the table. Besides changing the visuals,
the exclusive scenes that they have in there.
and they talk about Gaston's like divorce.
Yeah, I know, that was intense. It's childhood.
No,
It should have just been Gaston.
Alimony like Gaston.
I feel like he'd be an interesting one to just follow around all day and just be like, how does he get anything done?
Gaston?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, he's so busy just like looking at himself in the mirror.
I'm just wondering how LeFou is still in love with a guy that's in love with himself.
By having low standards.
LeFou and Gaston should have been the best couple.
He has the photo
So if you guys have anything that you want to discuss.
I want to add a topic. Okay, if you were to pair this con up with like another fandom besides the Brony fandom, which fandom would it be?
If we would compare this?
Or like, no, combine this con.
Oh.
Peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah, like which fandom would totally go together with the Brony fandom in this case?
Republican convention.
There's a show I've been really into recently, Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Yeah! Gonna get a little weird, gonna get a little wild.
I ain't from around here, I smell my
Yeah, I'll go with the Zootopia fandom.
So said I want to get something like
There's a fandom.
polar opposite.
Zootopians.
Say something like a biker fandom or something.
Dusty walks in. He's like,
Better yet, just combine this with the Steven Universe fandom.
Here we go.
It begins.
All right, questions. What's up?
While we're still on the topic of other fandoms, I actually got into 2 other fandoms through the Brony fandom.
Do tell.
One of them is Ace Attorney because of Turnabout Storm.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
The other is actually a fan comic. It's called Friendship is Magic, not very creative, but what it is like a mix between MLP and Sailor Moon.
No.
Oh. I always did think MLP had a magic overall in it too.
So, are there any fandoms that you got into that way?
Through the Brony fandom.
A gateway fandom.
Gateway drug.
Gee, I don't know.
Well,
Good question.
I know there are some, but I can't think of them right now.
You know, it's fun because, like, I don't know, whether you're a Bernie or a Star Wars fan or something, you're just basically a geek. And we go to geeky events like BronyCon, cons like this, you'll see other folks, like the Spartan guys, are combining 2 very different things into one.
There's a series of like anime films that I watched because of the Brony thing. It is the anime films based on Unico. So not a lot of people know about Unico, but you do.
Lord Karuku.
So, yeah,
I had it on VHS.
nice.
That's how old I am.
Ancient video technology.
VHS.
I have it on Betamax. That's how
Oh,
obscure
okay.
I am.
I have VHS tapes somehow, and I was born in '98. Like somehow I got
Still
VHS.
relevant, kind of.
A good question. And then was there another question up here? Yes?
What's up? No. Gosh.
What? Tonight.
We went to Long Point.
We revisit. You think that guy's still working there?
So for those who don't know, we went to a Steak and Shake this time last year. Was here.
The one over by the Walmart.
Yeah. We picked Grace up.
To a Walmart.
How was it?
It was actually all right.
Okay.
I didn't see the guy,
Good.
but we
Shame.
went through the drive-through.
Well, that's then you avoided it.
We almost avoided it because we were going to go through the drive-through, but they wouldn't let us separate our checks.
Which is really weird because they're usually always they're mostly cool with that. So we went there last year.
They just wanted
And we
company.
went inside the restaurant. It was a complete, utter mess. Just a mess.
Fries on the floor.
There's a chicken finger on the floor when you walk in. And I'm like, why's there a random
And we don't mean like a fried chicken finger, like the finger of a chicken. Was just,
honey? There was a guy like laying down at a booth on his phone, just tap, 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 tap. The restaurant's a mess. It was like, I went to the bathroom and there was like, there's water on the floor, I hope it was, and toilet paper. And I'm like, gosh, this is like a nasty place. And the guy, I guess, who's in charge, head honcho himself, walked up. He's like, what's up, guys? Welcome to Steak and Shake. I'm like, why is it so laid back? Like, I get it's like 2 in the morning or something, but this, if the health department visits right now, you're shut down.
like he sat down with us, like to take our order. He literally he's standing there. He's like,
He said,
so what do you want to eat?
and we're like, okay, well, we're gonna decide. And he sits right now with us.
You guys having a good night?
Shirt untucked and everything. And so the kicker though is we ordered some milkshakes, and at least the milkshakes were like on point. And
Now we know why.
Like, they were, well, I feel like these guys are like, I feel like these guys who are working there are just a bunch of like, let's just make cool food. Well, so they brought us out some milkshakes, we're drinking them. The waiter returns, and he puts this little pill capsule on the table, and he goes, put that in your milkshakes.
Yeah. he opens up the capsule to show that it's empty, and he's like, none of you guys are allergic to like M13, right? Or something.
To which at first I thought, is that a Pokemon attack?
Yeah.
But then we're all just kind of stunned. We're tired, you know, we're trying to eat, and we're just kind of looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like, did you just drug us?
This is after we've already drank the milkshakes, by the way. There was no turning back.
I'm a fast eater and drinker, so I'm like, So I worked in the food industry, and I'm like, that is unacceptable. You don't even joke about that. If I was a health inspector, you're gonna go to jail. Like, I I can't like arrest the guy, but I can call someone who certainly can. Yeah, he said he was joking about that.
Well,
and
we
that-
asked because it was April Fool's Day, and I'm like, oh, so this is an April Fool's joke, right? And he kind of just went,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were so tired. Like if we were a bit more on point, we'd be like, "Oh, we demand to speak to your higher ups or something." But we're like, "Can we get our check, please? We're just gonna go, please."
We wanted to get back to the hotel before we all passed out and woke up in the back of the kitchen the next morning.
Tied up, probably tied up.
Another batch of chicken fingers.
We found the chicken fingers.
Yeah, so we have not. To answer your first question,
Yes.
not yet.
Not, and hopefully never. What's your second question?
This is for Paleo. Like, I know you're not really a fan of the live-action Disney movies, but is there one that you would want to remake that you would want?
Ooh.
You have one.
Yeah, there is one like we talked about this on the podcast where we were like Sarah brought it up, I think, was a remake of The Sword and the Stone would be interesting.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah. Because that is on the list, and I'm interested in what they're going to do with it because the original Sword and Stone is all right, but I don't think it's that interesting as far as what they do.
Whatever.
Real quickly, Scott. What's up, man?
Hey, Scott.
Shout out for Scott.
Yo, Scott.
We said, hey, Scott.
Scott, what do you have here?
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Scott.
Zootopia candy.
Whoa!
You're too good for us.
That's from Shanghai.
I'm jealous of you.
Oh, they made food.
I saw
But you want this.
staring at me and I said, who would need this?
Oh,
Underline
need. Scott, I'm giving you a hug.
Scott actually works a lot of conventions and he organizes them, so shout out for Scott.
Sure. Yeah, right.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank
So are
you,
you
Scott.
gonna keep them all or you save them?
Well, this one, I'm guessing,
Same.
tastes like Judy.
So rabbits do.
Thank you, Scott.
So the remake question. So Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, because like the original, it feels pretty unfocused as
Here's
far
the
as
thing.
like.
Is that they don't want to remake things that were unsuccessful. They want to
Right.
remake things that are, oh, we're gonna make some money.
Yeah, they're like, which is why they're doing The Lion King.
Yeah. It's kind of
Even though like it's going to be completely animated, so it doesn't make any sense to have
it's
a live action.
Mowgli just shows up like, hey.
with this weird jump they always does.
I want you to join our little group.
How about?
That'll be the end of the movie. They're like,
Then there's gonna be a live-action Mulan, I hear.
Which
With no songs.
The best part of Mulan is the song coming out.
We'll make a man out of you.
oh, that's gonna trigger me. No, I get why they're doing this. I get why they're making remakes because their live action department hasn't always been very successful. And I wish our buddy Jim was here because he knows movies like the back.
Yeah, because like the last like big original movie that they had, as far as John Carter, and that was
Tomorrowland.
That's Tomorrowland. Welcome to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess Tomorrowland.
I was like Brad Bird.
Yeah.
They tried Lone Ranger and that
That was a failure, too.
Yeah.
But that one wasn't technically a Disney film, I don't think.
Yeah.
That was like a Touchstone, or like it was their other
Touchstone
company.
works for Disney.
No, I know they own it. I'm just saying it wasn't technically a Disney
I mean, to
movie.
be fair,
What
the
was it,
live-action
Tomorrowland?
department.
Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh, Saving Mr. Banks. Oh yeah, that's
To be
right.
fair, the live-action department, High School Musical was successful, but not with their like entire audience. Just
Yeah,
with
but
their
the
young
thing
audience.
about like John Carter and Tomorrowland, they were both directed by Pixar directors, and apparently like
They put in director jail.
yeah, like they can't really. It doesn't seem like they're good at directing live action stuff.
It's a weird
'Cause,
threshold you
yeah.
have to pass through.
Yeah, because John Carter was directed by Andrew Stanton, who did Finding Nemo,
And Dory.
and
Brad Bird.
Oh, Andrew Stanton also did Wall-E. And then Brad Bird did the Incredibles and Ratatouille. And he did Tomorrowland, which is like, I didn't really like it that much.
It was weird. Like I think a lot of us were like, "Oh, sweet. Okay, let's see what they do with this." And it was kind of just weird.
So right now, Disney
Wait, do the live action movies have? Because I know that for their animated movies, they sort of have a deadline on them, but they're very lenient. compared to their other films? Like, are the other live action films like have like a strict deadline on them?
You would think so, but I don't know. Like, I feel
Because
like
with the animated films, like with the CG and stuff, if they need to render something or like completely redo the film, like they did with Zootopia, they could do it.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I imagine, you think that like in a scenario like Zootopia, I wonder if it's easier to just go, okay, we're gonna kind of, there's so much that goes into it that like, I think they already had like the characters ready to go by the time they finalized the story, because that's such a big part of it, is just having like the puppets and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, Tomorrowland was originally scheduled for the fall of 2014, and then they shoved it back to summer. But then, of course, like I think it's more so with, as long as it's not like a tentpole, they'll do it. I mean, A Wrinkle in Time, their adaptation, that comes out next spring and all that. But it'll be interesting to see if they actually hit that date or if they'll shuffle it around. That one,
yeah, that'll be interesting. Cool, good question though.
All right, I got a topic of discussion for you guys.
What's up?
This is gonna be weird, but Go Animate.
What's that?
What?
You've ever heard of Go Animate?
Yeah.
It's this really bad drag and drop animation software, usually done by a bunch of kids. They want to make their own cartoons.
Yeah, they all look like Family Guy.
They all look like Family Guy. A lot of them involve grounding some fictional character from a preschool show like Caillou or some shit. And then they're all the same thing, and they got really bad robot voices.
Yeah, it's I've seen it. They're popular on Facebook. Go Animate, making animators out of everyone.
Even if they're not even old, even if they're not even in high school.
Any other questions? Don't be shy. What's up?
I wanted to know if you guys are going to react to the My Little Pony movie that's coming out and what you guys think of it.
That is our plan, and I don't know what to think of it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. When it comes out, we'll check it out.
Yeah, we plan on it. We discussed this during the Bronies Rag panel, where we probably won't do anything with it until it comes out on DVD, because otherwise what we're reacting to is essentially, like, we're not going to be sitting in the movie theaters with video cameras with lights and everything.
So this is what I think, guys. Wait, I got to show you.
I'm Twilight.
Take that out.
You shut up, Dave.
Shut up! I'm trying to listen to Rainbow Dash.
Gabe would be in there for like 3 movies worth. Like, I missed something. So we're gonna have to probably wait for the DVD to come out and then make it a reality from there. So unless Hasbro's like,
we'll send you one personally.
Yeah, sure they will. Sure they will. And then you had a question in the back.
Have you seen the new Samurai Jack yet?
Yes.
Love it.
What's Samurai Jack?
Okay.
I've actually, I know what it is, but I've actually never seen
Okay,
it.
living
It's a good show. It's a good show. Totally recommend it. They brought it back. Anybody here has no idea what Samurai Jack is? Oh, I like you guys. They brought it back, and it's been done really well. Like, it's basically how one should reboot or continue a show that, you know, has some dust on. You go, okay, we can do this. We can work with this. Because Powerpuff Girls was a disaster.
How about Teen Titans, though?
I'll be curious to see how the new DuckTales is.
You know, I think it actually looks pretty good.
I like what I've seen so far.
David Tennant is Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah. David Tennant is the new Scrooge McDuck, and he sounds like he's doing a pretty good job with the voice.
Having a moment.
I'm excited for that one. I'm hoping that shows like that set the bar for other companies to go, okay, oh my gosh, actually pause. So Paleo is a huge fan of this old, poor guy, of this show called Reboots. Has anybody ever heard of Reboot before?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
They're bringing it back, which we heard rumors about.
As a live action reimagining.
Wait, Reboot is being rebooted.
As a live action adaptation, like it used to be like computer animation. It was one of the first computer animated shows.
These characters inside computers and
they're doing it in live action now. It's kind of like
Tron.
Yeah, basically.
Like I read up more on it. I read up more on it, and apparently there is going to be like CG in it, but I'm not sure if like the kid actors actually like go inside the computers or something like that. Like if that's going to be what it is. But,
I don't know, but it's kind of...
It kind of sucks because the ending of Reboot ended on a cliffhanger. So, and also like with Aku and Samurai Jack, the voice actor for the main villain in Reboot, Megabyte, also died. So,
Died at
Tony J.
he passed away.
Oh, wow.
You know what would be an interesting cartoon to I kind of would be interesting to see rebooted? Coleoco.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Because I don't know. I feel like with how far CG and stuff has gotten, I feel like they could do something with that
It
show.
did come back, and the same thing happened to it that's happening to Reboot. There was a live-action adaptation, but they were also still using the CG. The reason nobody heard about it is because it was that bad.
No one cares.
Well, maybe it only came out in France. Who knows?
French. Correct.
I mean, I appreciate, like, Samurai Jack, I feel like is, out of all the shows that they've brought back, this one's been the best so far.
Yep.
Because it's faithful.
I agree.
Also adds new things to it.
And they have the creator on their side.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Creators
They actually
there.
brought back the creator.
And they're actually...
Because Sony kicked him out.
Yeah, somebody pretty much fired him. He's like, well, I guess I need a job. But also, they're going in there to finish it and go, okay, story's done, and not leave us in a cliffhanger. So that's...
I mean, Yendi needed something like this after Sony was like, okay, you get to work on Popeye. Never mind. Okay, do it your original
You have
thing.
to work with
No,
Adam
never
Sandler
mind.
now.
Yeah.
And then, like, so there was a hack for Sony where these people got into their emails, and basically what happened is, like, Genndy was a really good director working for Hotel Transylvania and helping Adam Sandler do this. And he did not one but two movies, and they're like, if you do this, we'll help you out with your stuff.
Yeah, and they were going to like have him do Popeye, which looked really good from the test.
Yeah, I know, I saw the trailer.
But then the email hack happened, and in that information, it said, we're going to let Genndy go after Hotel Transylvania. It's like, guys, he worked so hard for you, and you just screwed him over.
Yeah, and he was
But it doesn't
originally.
happen.
Yeah, he was
You weren't
originally.
Jack.
Yeah, and he was going to do his own original movie for Sony too, but that also didn't happen.
Genndy's curse.
And now we're going to have the emoji movie.
Don't work for Sony. Moral of the story: don't work for
Falcon was
Sony.
supposed to be doing Medusa.
Yeah, Falcon's going
And
to
then
do
suddenly all of a
Medusa.
sudden they kicked her off.
Yeah, but when you have the emoji movie,
Okay,
I
don't
mean,
work for
you gotta
Sony.
make room.
So Sony has no idea what they're doing. All right, questions. What's up?
If you could pick one series to be rebooted, what would it be?
Chip and Dora Rangers. What?
Isn't it reviewed already?
You mean in this form? No. No.
I thought it was like a
They were
live-action movie or some sort.
Speaking of things being live action, that they were supposed to be making a movie about 8 years ago, and we're still waiting to hear
I thought they were
how
doing
that's going.
that.
They were. I actually made a video about it.
I know, I saw
About me, freaking out about it, and it kind of just died. So, but I don't know. Maybe with this resurgence we're starting to see with the Disney Afternoon, with DuckTales, and we're starting to see a little bit more energy on that side. Maybe if they see some success, then that'll be kind of kicked back into gear. What was funny was that the person who I think was supposed to be directing it was like a director of like food commercials, and I'm like, well, this sounds promising. Good start.
I know how to posture a burger. I can posture a chipmunk. I don't know what I would want to reboot, to be honest. I'm kind of going through Invaders Zim. That'd be a good one to finish.
I was just thinking of something that's not a cartoon,
What's
but
that?
it was a show a sci-fi show in the '90s, Sequest DSV. Yeah, it had a talking, not a talking dolphin, but like a dolphin named Darwin in it.
Sounds
sure
good.
People can't wait.
Sounds good.
It's Frank Gutball.
Next question. What's up?
DC or Marvel?
It depends.
I just off the cuff, I'd say Marvel.
Like,
Because
who's had the better movie so far from the cinematic universe? Marvel.
True.
But DC also, when it's done right, it's like, oh wow, this is pretty outstanding. But it's not done right very often.
They do have the best animation, though.
Yeah, the
DC's got way better animation than Marvel has cartoons, and Marvel has better movies overall.
Yeah, I mean, DC's scrambling so hard. It's so awkward for them.
Marvel has the Disney advantage, so.
But it's a good Disney advantage.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't DC was the first one to start doing like Batman again and actually like
Yeah, I mean, like
stop.
Superman,
did they ever
Superman in the '70s.
Did they ever stop?
No. They did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but then like Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Yeah.
They really.
They made like the darker, like more serious.
Yeah.
Superman
And they
movie.
could have built on that, but then they didn't. And now they're like, oh god, we gotta hurry and do this.
Batman
Well, if you watch the show,
go,
well, if
see
you
that
watch some
works.
of the DC shows, you'll notice that like they this is what from I've noticed. Apparently, some of the DC shows that they got like Arrow, Flash,
Supergirl, all those have gotten really good, except for some of the seasons they've gotten more progressively darker as like the series has continued.
Well, DC has, I think, more traditional heroes. Because I remember watching a video and they said that like Marvel made it more about a hero with powers and how they live their life and it's tough versus a hero who's like, I can do anything. I'm the best. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to write with, but it can be done.
The one thing I find interesting right now, and I just recently figured out how this was all working out, was we know that there's a Spider-Man Homecoming movie coming out, right? As far as I knew or figured, not looking deeply into it, I always figured, okay, cool, it's a Marvel movie. Like, you know, our Disney Marvel movies that we've been seeing. But it's not being made
Sony
by Disney. Yeah, it's a Sony movie because they yeah, so essentially they're working together on it. Where I'm pretty sure what happened was Marvel's like, all right, look, Sony, you produce, we'll make. All right, money. That's essentially what's happening. Is that Marvel's like, we're gonna make the movie, and then you're gonna dish out the money, and then get a good chunk of it back to expand on this. Somebody was like, we need Spider-Man.
Well, Marvel and Disney, they want to buy Spider-Man, but Sony either has the price really high or they don't want to because that's like the only chip they have really have.
I've read, so I don't know if this is accurate, but I've read that the price for Spider-Man was the same price that it was for the rest that Disney paid for the Marvel universe.
So Sony doesn't have much going for them, and because ultimately, like, you don't want your shareholders to know that you have like, okay, well, teach a man to, feed a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man a fish, feed him forever. So, like, for Sony, it's better for them to learn how to make their own movies with a character that's very promising and in high demand. Too bad they really can't because they suck at it. So Marvel has to come in and be like, can we organize something, please? They were able to get it for
I thought there was word that, because they own Fantastic Four, right? I thought there was word that after Fantastic Four, like, Sony was kind of in like this
Did
down
Sony
point.
do Fantastic Four or was
I
it
wouldn't
Fox?
be no, it's Fox. Because there's like three companies. There's like
Fox has Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Maybe I think Amazing Spider-Man 2, where they threw a whole bunch of money at that.
Yeah,
and no one went to
they were
see it.
planning on doing like a Sinister Six like thing, but that didn't fall.
Didn't happen. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. All right, question.
Anything.
Don't be shy. You got time. What's
You
up?
got, yeah.
Well, actually, it's just kind of directed to Paleo because he said the magic words "Starburst to the Forces of Evil," which I'm a big fan of. Got Marco and Jackie on my wallpaper, and I'm blogging like mad about it.
No spoilers. I'm still in the middle of season 2.
Sorry, but that's far from my. But I was just kind of interested because it's very rare for me to find people that have seen the show and. Are you into it? Like, are you like season 1, season 2, or?
Yeah, I'm really into it.
So, what is your like overall take on it? Because it's very hard for me to find people's opinions. Because
I've been writing a review of it. I want to try to give it the justice, and I'm trying to find the right way to describe it because it starts off like very like fun and happy and everything, like a lot of shows. Or cartoons.
Like Game of Thrones.
The Walking Dead.
I mean, I just really like it. Like, I'd have to like I said, I'm writing a review, so I'm gonna try to get into detail of like everything I like about it.
Yeah, I kind of my blog, I've kind of picked up the torch. And I've been like reviewing every episode, and doing like lists and all that. But because I tell people it's I consider it in the B range. It's like I wish it could be higher, but stories are sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss, but it just feels like kind of scattershot. But it's still like because I grew up with I was a fan of the anime series Urusei Yatsura, which is like a very obscure series, but it's so weird. And I got the same vibe from Star regarding that interdimensional stuff and in space and time.
Oh, here's what I was going to mention in my review is that unlike Steven Universe, because I do like Steven Universe a lot, but for Star Versus, it doesn't wear its influences on its sleeves like Steven Universe does. Because when Steven Universe, there's some images of like Neon Genesis Evangelion. You can see like that is like a shot recreation in the episode. Where in Star Versus, you can see like there's things that it takes from like in Sailor Moon and Princess Utena. Is that how you say it?
Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Yeah, and then and also like DBZ and stuff like that too. But it doesn't like directly like seem similar to it. It sort of like mixes it all together, and there's a bunch of other things that have been influenced. Like one of the things that Darren Nefsey said in this interview is that the original idea for the show is to have like a girl obsessed with Sailor Moon and a boy obsessed with Dragon Ball Z, and then they do stuff together. And then like, yeah, and so like, but the people that she was working for said, just like, make it something your own, and then we'll make it a show. Because like, there's a saying like, to make your own style, just take someone else's style, screw it up as much as you can, and then you have your own style.
Well, it's been going like that ever since like the cavemen were drawing on the walls, and someone's like, I can do better.
You copied my art.
Cease and desist.
Hasbro shows up. I think we had a question back here too. Who was it? Someone had their hand up.
What's
Yeah.
up, man?
You guys have really good chemistry together. Where did y'all meet, and what was the first real major project that y'all worked on together?
So we met at Everfree Northwest 2012, half a decade ago.
All of us?
No, you and me.
Oh.
I don't know about Bailey. He's a dummy.
We go at the back of a truck.
But
they're married on the mission.
No, Bailey and I, we met because, I guess for a quick rundown, I made a video called Ballad of the Brony back in 2012. That was my first step into the Bernie stuff. He made a video like a day or two before mine where it's called like Why You Should Watch My Little Pony or something like that. I remember I hated him at first. I'm like, dang it, I wanted to be the only one to make a video about My Little Pony Fandom. And then he like Skyped me. I'm like, oh hey, how are you? We got along great. And I'm like, oh, he's a cool dude. And so we became friends. We've been really good friends ever since.
I'm kind of hoping that your relationship is still literally both of you guys, like when you're not seeing each other, like, I hate that so much.
Half a decade of just contempt.
Yeah, let's hang out. Yeah, I like it, man. So yeah,
Of course I'll play Overwatch with you.
No wonder why you don't heal me.
So Everfree Northwest 2012 was the first convention I ever went to. And that's where I first met Saber and we had such like a business type meeting.
Nice to meet you, young man.
Nice to meet you. Wow, this is great.
Good business transaction.
So, but I feel like where things really started to hit off was the first EQLA.
Yeah, we went to Disneyland together, and we turned into a bunch of little kids. We're like, I'm like, wow, he's as dumb as I am. Yeah, exactly. We just really opened up because it was a great atmosphere to be complete goofballs, and for Tat, he met me. And as far as we can be a bit more obnoxiously goofy, nope, we can do it too.
That's it. And then the first big project we worked on together, I think for all these guys, for me it was Brony's Rack, collabing with them on Brony's Rack.
And then we had you a part of our documentary.
Yeah, I got to walk around at Target, and even Panama Matt was in there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, in his suit, just staring at me like, what a
That was a
weirdo.
great shot. That was great. He nailed it.
Yeah, well, he's probably used to it.
All right, next question.
All right, I got.
What's up?
So on the subject of someone of you guys bringing up the whole like Star versus the Force of Evil not being talked about, what are some other underrated cartoons that are airing today that you guys can?
Gumball is the most underrated of them all.
Gumball's weird.
It's so great.
It's very out there.
It scares me
but
from
like,
watching it.
It's so fantastic.
It's very out there, but there's some episodes that are like just brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. It's such an underrated show. You'd think there'd be a bigger following, a bigger fandom, or people who just worship it, but
I like it. I kind of will watch it if I have nothing else to do.
see, there you go. But when you watch, you're like, wow, why don't I watch this show more often? It's really
I know. Whenever we both watch.
I don't know if I can think of one off the top of my head that I know of that I'm like, oh, I watch this, but nobody watches this. So,
Zootopia.
And it only made $1 billion.
You really spend a lot of money, man.
Well, I had to carry that film.
How's that down payment going?
I had to take out a mortgage.
Or $50 million.
Whatever.
But I definitely say Gumball for myself. That's a brilliant show. Did you ever see the copyright episode for them?
Yeah.
That was one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen on television. So basically, there's a Chinese.
They were brutal.
They were so brutal. They went so hard on it. China has like just no copyright laws. They don't care. That's why you see a lot of knockoffs in China of everything in the world. and they had a rip-off of Gumball where they pretty much rip it frame for frame.
Yeah.
And they do it all verbatim except...
the characters just look a little bit different.
And the young daughter, this is so interesting, the young daughter of the family is removed from the show for the China.
Anais isn't in it.
And I guess they do that because China doesn't want to influence large households because their population is really large. So they remove the daughter, and it's the mom, dad, and two sons of the mom, dad, the two sons and their daughter. And there's
sons.
Well, adopted sons.
Yeah.
So adopted sons are still sons, baby. So the episode basically. Oh, shut up. All right, so in the episode, they meet copyrighted the fake ones, and they have hijinks with it, and the ending is so brutal. I love it. Watch it, guys. It's such a good show.
Okay, we'll watch it later.
Nice. Nora?
Well, I just gotta say something. Grace, you ruined my life.
You're welcome. In what way? But you're welcome.
Now let me explain this. 5 years ago,
Oh God, it's yours.
See, the first person to tell me this was my mother. You ruined my life.
5 years ago, I was born in Denver and I was watching a Bronies
I
reaction.
thought you said born.
That's what I heard too.
Was born at... How old are you?
No one knows.
I was watching Bronies react to College Humor's My Little Brony, and it was normal. And then pops up Black Griffin. And that was the first time I saw his face. And since then, because of you exposing me to his face, you ruined my life.
Isn't it so funny? Like, that's one thing we love looking back at old reacts. It's one of the fun things. I recently did a react to our first one we ever made because it hit the 5-year anniversary. And I'm gonna see if I could do it with some of the other ones because I haven't watched them in a long time. But one thing that always sticks out from the College Humor one that Saber and I talk about a lot is how proper Gabe is in that one.
Gabe was all like.
I know. I was like, oh my god, he's a gorgeous gentleman in sailor's uniform.
And look how he's just his spiral into madness as he just watches.
It's funny because Gabe, I love his outfits because in the first episode he's wearing this naval, sharp, clean well, I do enjoy My Little Pony, and as a military, yacht. And now you see him his hair's all crazy. He's wearing the same old basketball shorts from 7 years ago, and he's like, I still love it.
What am I talking about? Half facial hair. And, what's happening?
He's rolled out of bed with a backflip out of bed or something. Gabe's a goof. Yeah.
I saw your hand was up.
Okay, sure, I'll go ahead. So, knowing who you are now, what do you think that you guys would have said about yourselves 10 years ago?
10 years ago?
10 years ago?
Yeah.
So 2007. Wow. 2007 still feels like it was 4 years ago.
Oh no, I'm in high school.
Graduating.
Yeah, I graduated that year.
Yeah.
So what would we tell our past selves, or?
No, what would you think of yourselves now?
Oh,
what would your...
I don't think I'd be surprised. I think I'd be like, yeah, that's about right.
I'd be like, I have a girlfriend. Yes! It took 10 years, but I did it!
Wow. That just wow.
Yeah. So I think for me, what I like about myself right now is I go, wow, you really found your confidence. You've gotten sexier, stronger, beautiful. The vapors. No, I really found my confidence later in life, and I used to be afraid to talk in front of crowds. I used to be fearful of what they thought. Now I'm like, I must be getting old because now I'm starting to care less and less every day. I was at the airport and I tripped over these. So I was going through security, for example, going through security, and they have these tethered off lines. And one line was shorter than the other to go through security. I'm like, I'm gonna go into that line. But they have 2 ropes to prevent you from going over or under. Not for me though, I was gonna do it anyway. So I threw I literally was like a cartoon character where I threw, here's the rope, and I was like, ha and I cleared out, I'm like, got it, whoa, bam! With the ropes going down with me. And the security lady's like, hey! And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm freaking out trying to put it back up. And I'm like, they're gonna put me through screenings now. Which they didn't. And she went from being really mean to being like, just want to make sure you're okay. And I'm like, sorry, I'm a goober. But I looked around, I was smiling, I'm like, anybody else see that?
Someone get that on camera.
If that was 2007 me, I would have been mortified. But now I'm like, Please tell me we got that camera.
I used to always kind of be, I don't know, I was always a wild one. And like I said, I think it's just, this is the grown-up version of the 2007 version. Like you said though, like the girlfriend thing, like that was a high five.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, oh, look at that. Yeah, no, it's cool to look back. It's actually kind of scary to think that I graduated 10 years ago from high school.
I was wondering about like my high school reunion. It's gonna happen. I'm like, this will be a fun one if it happens.
Make sure you come in with that hair.
I'm gonna wear this shirt and be like,
I didn't know Markiplier went to our school.
Yeah, I was thinking you look like Markiplier in that.
So does everybody else.
Actually, yeah, I can see Jacksepticeye too.
Stop it, please.
Hey,
I'm myself.
You're just a
Markiplier.
normie YouTuber.
Certainly Markiplier has people come up and go, Saberspark?
Who's that?
Don't care.
No, I guess I've been thinking a lot about that too. Like, because there's like different seasons in life. And I'm definitely kind of going through one right now where
fall?
Is it winter?
Wait. I'd say save it for Who's Line, but those are bad jokes, so never mind. Get them out of your system. But no, I like who I am right now. I like. Pele, how about you?
I think I would be surprised about how many different cities I've visited.
Oh.
Yeah, we've traveled a lot more. A lot.
Yeah.
Life's good. Life's ultimately good. What's up?
So, I was gonna ask if you guys have anything that's like, there's a lot of popular opinions about what should happen in the show. So, is there anything that you guys think that should not happen in the show?
Moving forward?
From Alabama?
I don't think Twilight should get wings. Okay.
See.
Again. No more wings for Twilight.
Quadruple wings.
I wanted to get 8 pairs of wings.
My Little Pony's been going on for a long time, and it's a property that Hasbro is going to keep like pushing because it makes them so much money, especially right now. I just hope they don't run to the ground because they did that back in the day with G3, where it just went ultimate like dumb pink.
Did that one not start in the ground?
Yeah, it started in the ground.
No, I think it started with G1 was pretty alright.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Lauren Faust, you know, she felt like those. Yeah, too late, no deals. Dig it. But I really hope that they don't get too much money in their eyes and they forget like where the show came from, because it was a show that's like we can both have our cake and eat it, be financially successful, and be creative.
Don't let it be SpongeBob.
Don't let it be SpongeBob.
Someone new, yes.
I was gonna ask, out of all the seasons, all the season finales, which one was your favorite out of all the seasons?
Season 2 finale.
Yeah.
That's season 4.
Yeah, Twilight.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm literally sitting here going 2 or 4 because 2 was amazing because
spoilers.
They kept the spoilers out of it. We all thought like, oh, how cute! There's gonna be a wedding, and then we all were just like, what is this? Who is this Swiss cheese thing that has what? And she was an awesome villain. Awesome villain. And then season 4 was just madness, blowing up Ponyville.
Dragon Ball Z fights.
Yeah, and that was just insane. Probably just for like the little bit more nostalgia feel, I'll say season 2, but season 4 is right there with as far as like the enjoyment level. Like that was just fun. It was just like My Little Pony.
Also, it's cool to see Tyrick, a character that's from G1, show back up in the show.
I also like, and his storyline too. Like, I kind of liked his whole like rise, even though it was like, it had to be quick, but the way that they kind of showed how he came as like this like wrinkled up thing in a rag, and then was like, and then he got really big. It was scary. So yeah, yes.
So Saber, you obviously watched the older generations. I know one of the characters that I would love to see back as far as a villain would be Grogon.
Yeah, me too.
Are there any villains that you would love to see?
I want to see Grogon. I want to see him come back. I would love that. I want to see Scorpion show up too, because they mentioned they mentioned Scorpion already with the Tyrick episode.
He's mentioned, but he's not like he's never been like introduced. He's not there.
There's some untapped fantasy like elements there they can go after if they want to, and because you have to like rely on the old stuff 100%, but don't also like ignore it completely.
Yeah. You know what villain I want to see come back?
What?
Sulu from 3.5.
That is the true villain.
Bicycle wheeling after the pony.
Kill it with fire.
That would be a really funny
The
Halloween
true villains are
episode.
the newborn cuties.
If they did some like regular show.
They've hit that, like when they had like all the Pinkie Pies and they had like the G3 Pinkie Pie show up. They were right on that level.
Super meta and stuff.
My favorite villain, the favorite villain are the newborn cuties.
Yep.
So.
They're terrifying.
Terrifying. All right, questions. We still have about 15 minutes left. Don't be shy. What's up?
So, once again, we're going to go back to animation or so, and looking at a lot of the films that come out these days, it feels like sometimes the formula that studios like Sony and DreamWorks and Blue Sky and Illumination get very, very
repetitive.
Stuck in a rut. Is there anything regarding these animated films nowadays that you just kind of wish they would just cut out, tone down, or just jettison altogether?
There's an interesting. The last, I feel, 2 years are going to be really interesting for animation. Because last year, 2016,
a really good year.
Arguably one of the best years, if not the best year for animation. Obviously, it's it's objective, but yeah. But I'm very partial. But it was, I mean, on the scale of animation, it was Zootopia, Moana, Kubo. There were so many, and then like there were movies I also loved that you don't hear a lot about, like Storks. I thought was hilarious.
Finding Dory was amazing.
Not to mention Finding Dory. There were a lot of movies that were just like, wow, look at the quality of animation this year.
It's nice to also see
Norm of the North.
That was a great movie. 10 out of 10.
Considering all things, I'm just happy that there's more competition and more studios at least trying. Blue Sky, Illumination. It might be stuff that's kind of like generic and vanilla, but at least there's something, and that at least gives companies like Pixar and the others. Like,
what others? It's just Pixar and Disney.
It's Ghibli and but like I like seeing more animation. It's good. It's good to like. You don't want just one business in a town. You want multiple businesses with more angles and more ideas. So that being said, I hope that they don't get stuck in the tailspin of just doing sequels. Like
you said in your DreamWorks video, Illumination is basically DreamWorks, but they know how to make money.
Yeah, Illumination is amazing at promoting their stuff. Amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the big things that actually really annoyed me last year was that Illuminations has proven that what they're good at is marketing. Their movies. I mean,
they play it very safe with them. Like Secret Life of Pets is very relatable because of pets. We all have pets. Sing is, a jukebox movie, right?
Yeah, it's got a lot of celebrity voice
and
actors.
the plot is basically Save the Rec Center.
Yeah. So I mean, but on the level of marketing, they know how to get their movies out there and in your face and have people go, oh, we should see. Like Secret Life of Pets specifically, what bugged me about that movie was that we saw. Okay, that was bad. But we saw the best part, arguably, 30 times every time they showed it. They kept showing what was essentially the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then all of a sudden it got to like, all right, now we're Toy Story, and we're like.
Yeah, trailers show their hands way too much nowadays, especially in
Which is why I appreciate when I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I hate when trailers do that.
People might be surprised to know this. Zootopia totally blindsided me.
Yeah, it didn't have
Me too.
anything in the trailer.
I thought it looked generic when I first saw it.
I had no idea. Like, it wasn't until about 2 weeks before the movie came out, I saw a preview at Disneyland, and I was like, this actually looks kind of good. But I'm like, I don't remember seeing any of the trailers. Like, because I started watching some, a month or two after watching the movie, and I'm like, I don't remember seeing this at all.
Yeah, the only thing I really remembered was the
swap.
the slash scene. Yeah.
I thought you said slash.
Yeah, that's what
the point I was gonna make is that the difference of years, and this is just something that we're always gonna kind of see, is that, like again, last year 2016, incredible. This year, animation-wise, I think is gonna struggle a little bit.
We got Coco that's coming out this
I mean, we
Yeah.
have some potentials. Even Cars 3 looks like it might have some potential. Nora, wait till we see it. But I'm just gonna use some that are coming out like in the next 2 weeks, which is Boss Baby.
Yeah, that looks totally.
And Smurfs, both of which.
I thought Boss Baby came out.
I think
it comes out this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally today it came out.
And the reason I bring those up is because right now, granted, not saying that this is like the ruling of what makes a good movie, but their Rotten Tomatoes scores are both under 35%. So comparing like how good animation was doing last year, we're gonna have some slumps and whatnot, and that's just kind of the cycle of animation. It'll be fun to see though. I agree with him though in that competition is always good.
There's just a lot of like sequels, and I hope companies don't continue to play it safe. Like financially, I understand why they would want to, but like don't be afraid to try something completely new, like Book of Life. I love that movie. That was so refreshing and different. A bit pop songs, but besides that, it was really good.
Coco's going to be interesting because a lot of people are going to be comparing it to that.
They need to get over it.
One thing that I advise people is that it's not just like the mainstream animation studios that you need to look out for. It's also like foreign films and independent animation studios. Like
Your Name?
Your Name, which is actually having a wider release next month. So you might be able to see it next month. And I actually watched that recently with my friend Hiro, and it's actually really amazing.
That movie blew it with the Oscars, though. Like I feel like if they had a release a little bit more intact, that's a movie everyone was like that could contend.
Which is why I'm frustrated with some films like, or some studios like with Paramount last year with The Little Prince. They pulled it 2 weeks before it was supposed to.
Yeah.
A bunch of cowards.
Yeah.
I heard that the music in that's really good. Hi, Jillian.
And
just hanging out.
Just always on a panel.
It's
and
our
also
life.
there's
And we love to live it.
There was
Are you this?
Podcast panel.
Yeah. You ever want to be on our podcast? You think that'd be fun?
I would love to be invited.
All right, you're gonna get an invite.
All right.
See you at Who's Line tomorrow.
I was saying that one of my favorite films from last year was called The Red Turtle, and it's a it's a collaboration between Ghibli and Ghibli and French studio, which French animation is
They
amazing.
can throw down. The French are really good animators.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about The Red Turtle is that it's a film without any dialogue. And so you don't have to know another language to watch it. The same thing was with Shaun the Sheep, which was by Aardman. Yeah, which also was a film with no dialogue, and that was also excellent. And that one actually came out with a wide release here, but it didn't make that much money. So I wish stuff like that would be promoted a lot more, but they don't have millions and millions of dollars to promote an ads like Illumination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Questions? Yes.
So I don't know if you remember from your live stream not too long ago. And then you kept replaying DreamWorks.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you could say DreamWorks the way you said it.
DreamWorks. Yeah. I do editing live streams, and they're not very entertaining because it's just people hearing my audio being repeated over and over again. Because that's editing. Is just, okay, that's one. Let's narrow it down some more. Okay, DreamWorks. And I said it with such vigor.
I strain my voice whenever I do multiple takes, so I try to just be like, that's good.
Good enough.
A little bit of a lisp, no big deal.
Sweet.
Yes.
Do you ship Wild Hops?
Oh.
Is that a drug?
Do I ship Wild Hops?
With a beer?
So, have you seen my video?
Yeah. No.
I have a video out about the shipping. I released it on Valentine's Day.
Here we go.
And I ship that ship so hard. Yes. Like, that is the OTP.
We're talking about it.
Yeah. I do. Do you?
I'm so torn because I'm a sucker for a really well-written friendship, and I love how well-written their friendship was, but if they went there, I would not protest.
This is one of the things I discussed in that video, because a lot of people that are against the ship, they're like, well, why can't we just have a guy and a girl be best friends and not be in a romantic relationship? To which I made a joke on Twitter. I said, I want someone to say that at a wedding someday. Well, why couldn't they just be best friends, man?
Sounds like the jealous.
They actually exist.
Sounds like the jealous ex.
Because for me, and to if you want to make the case, it's like, well, technically, the first movie gives you exactly that. Just because in a sequel, or 8 sequels that I'm hoping for, that they establish a relationship from there, like a dead set, yes, they are boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, or get married, or whatever happens. They, you still have that first movie, which technically gives you what everyone's saying, well, this is why I don't want them to be in a relationship. So, yeah, no, I ship it very hard, as you can see that in the video. I tried to present both sides in that video, though, just to kind of say, okay, well, this is what I'm hearing from both sides. But, yeah, definitely ship it.
All right, we got about 6 minutes left. What's up? I've never seen it.
Are you talking about the one on Netflix?
Writer's Work?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I still need to watch that.
So what's funny is I didn't realize that there even was a series until recently. I saw people talking about, because they have a third movie coming out, don't they?
Yeah.
And that movie, that's an interesting franchise in itself, because that's one that the first one did pretty well, but I guess like studio-wise, the fan base for it was like so loud and like, yes, sequel, bring on a sequel, that when they did, which I thought the sequel was good, but I don't think it did well.
Not as good as the first one, but it did all right.
I mean, if they're making a third one, obviously it did fine enough. But yeah, I didn't even realize, talk about underrated. I honestly, it took me until about a month or two ago to even realize there was a series.
There's a lot of, like, DreamWorks signed a deal with Netflix, and they have a lot of shows they're working on. Like, they do like little specials, like I think Monsters vs. Aliens.
Yeah, they produced the Voltron.
That was an interesting movie.
I heard Nickelodeon was going to have a show of Monsters vs. Aliens.
They might.
I think at some point, that was like years ago though, when the movie was newer.
Yeah, I think that was back when they were trying to like make a big push on franchises, and that one they're like, yeah, never mind.
They're just dump all their shows on Nickelodeon.
The dude with the incredible hat.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Kobayashi's Dragon?
Kobayashi's Dragon?
Dragon Maid.
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen it either. Paleo?
I know what it is. I haven't seen it though.
I didn't know what it was.
I haven't seen it. Is that the one with like the dragon girls?
The dragon girls, yeah.
The one like who eats like crabs and everything on the. I haven't seen it. I've seen a lot of it reposted on Tumblr though.
It sounds like something I'd see on Tumblr, yeah.
What's up?
Okay, question. I just recently fall in love with this anime called Sword Art Online.
No. Why is that? I hear people go, I don't know the same about that.
You haven't seen it? Are you guys thoughts on it?
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it?
I've not. I've heard a lot of things about that one.
One anime that I still need to catch up on is Little Witch Academia.
Oh, that anime. I've had friends into it, so.
Academia? Macadamia.
It's from the
Little Witch Macarena.
Who make
Kill la Kill.
Kill. Yeah. So it's really good animation. Really good. It's good.
Cool.
All right, yes.
What do you guys think of? What's your favorite part of the 100th episode?
I'm gonna say Gumby's monologue.
Yeah, that was the perfect slow down to it all to summarize. Like, wow, they really
that moment. Yeah, the build up to that moment was just.
Yeah,
jumping the actual shark.
Yeah, it's like actually what people were reacting at that moment. What was going on.
Yeah, it was really cool actually, because Saber and I had the opportunity to interview Mitch right after. And M.A. Larson, for those that don't know, is the one who wrote that episode. We had the opportunity to talk with him right after it aired and kind of just see it. And it was funny because, he was talking about how it was the hub, right, that was like, we want this. We want an episode for the fandom. And he's like, okay, well, then we're going to just pander the crud out of this thing. And he's like,
people hate the episode because it's pandering, and I'm like, that's the point.
It was the point. So yeah, it was fun. Yes, Hero?
Yeah, why not? If you could bring a writer back to the show who no longer works on it, who would you bring back?
If we can bring a writer back to the show who no longer works on it, that's tough. That's tough.
Honestly, M.A. Larson.
Yeah, Larson. I pick Larson.
As much as we give him a hard time, still, like, he's actually just a hilarious person.
Amy Keaton Rogers are very close.
Charlotte
I love Amy Keaton Rogers.
Would Lauren Faust count?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably say Mitch.
All right, we got 2 more minutes left.
Lightning rounds?
Lightning rounds. All right,
Okay.
so basically you all ask questions rapid fire.
Chicken and waffles.
Yes. Chicken and waffles. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
All right. Okay. Whose channel is this podcast going up on?
The semi-perfect. His channel.
Yeah.
This panel will be on the ACRacebest account, but the Semi-Perfect Podcast has its own YouTube channel. You can check out all of the episodes there. Yes?
I know their answer. Are waffles or pancakes?
Waffles. You're a pancake man?
I'm a pancake man.
Pancakes.
Let's hear for.
Do you like waffles?
Let's hear for waffles.
Let's hear it for waffles. Waffles, come on.
Waffles.
We're losing bacon.
Yeah. Go.
Creeps? What do you call us? Wow.
Cereal.
Nitrate over.
Well, again, yes. We still have a minute, guys.
1 minute left. Well,
Yeah.
You.
Pirate.
Genji. You. Super what?
Stew.
Super stew? Oh, I thought you said
Super stew.
Oh my god.
Stew. Stew. Do you see stew?
What's a super salad?
Stew.
All right.
Stew.
Rock, paper, scissors with the person in the car behind you.
We did that at the.
Were you the guy?
It was my car.
I'll wait. The Nut Shack or the Bee Movie?
Oh, Bee Movie.
The Nut Job 2. Why is the squirrel purple?
All right, 6:30. That's it.
So what we want to do is to let you all go. Just a reminder, we invite you all to join us on the Semi-Perfect Podcast. They air every other Wednesday at 6 o'clock Pacific time. So again, it's every other, which means
So that means 8 o'clock here.
this coming
Wednesday,
we will have a show. We'll be talking about the convention and a bunch of stories from the convention. Also, we will have a Who's Line event tomorrow. For those that don't know, it's going to be in the main panel. If you've never seen one, it is wild, it is crazy, it is hilarious. Hopefully. Maybe not.
That's the first thing. Yep, 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Usually
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday is the aim. My girlfriend's the one who actually kind of like does all the production side of that. Bless her soul.
Bless her soul.
So she's the one who has been putting that stuff up. She aims for Friday. Sometimes it's Saturday, but it should be by Friday. So if you can't make it live, you can check it out not too long after. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a great rest of your Friday night.
See ya.